Hello, how y'all doing?
Terrence, what have these 5 months been like for you?
Um, it's just, this has been a very interesting 5 months, I would say.
What's been the hardest part?
Um, Losing to UConn.
This whole process, how have you been able to handle it, dealing with that first, suspended, the charges, and then coming back? How have you just been able to deal with all of this?
Just keeping the right people in my corner, having the support from my teammates and family.
Have you felt like you've had to explain this as you talk to NBA teams, how they've been dealing with your off-the-court stuff?
I haven't talked to any NBA teams yet.
Terrence, you were supposed to participate in the on-court evaluations yesterday. Is there a reason why you didn't end up taking the court?
I strained my hamstring, but I've been doing treatment on it, and I'll be fine. I'll be back soon.
Is it challenging for obviously the biggest part of your career coming up, having to deal with that simultaneously, and how do you compartmentalize it?
I just focus on what I can control, and I can control me working every day, putting in the work for me to live my goal and my dream to be in the NBA, and just handling what I can control day to day is how I handle things.
You haven't spoken to any of us since since the incident happened. Is there anything you want to say to about what happened? Anything you want to clear up?
No, sir.
What's the biggest thing that, dealing with the stuff that you've been dealing with, what's the biggest thing you want to convey to the NBA teams, the executives?
It's nothing really that I want to convey.
I'm pretty sure they're going to ask you questions about just, you know what I mean? Like, you.
Yeah, I can't really, I know they ask me questions about it, I just can't really go into much detail about it.
Well, about yourself, though. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you come up, I'm a pretty good basketball player, everybody held you in high regard. This thing happens, and then people start looking at you differently.
100%.
And then now all of a sudden you got an opportunity to talk to these people. What are you going to tell them about yourself? You know what I mean?
I'm just the kind of person I am. Yeah, I'm gonna just explain the kind of person I am.
And what kind of person are you?
I feel like I'm a good kid, funny. I make sure everybody good, and I just take care of everybody around me.
When the NBA teams do ask you about it, what are you going to tell them?
Depends on the question they ask.
What was it like you playing in road arenas and the fans were on chanting you, did that bother you? Did you have to tune it out? You're trying to play basketball and not think about the kids.
No, for sure. I just feel like with things like that, you just gotta let your game speak for itself. It's gonna be distractions everywhere, no matter if you got something going on or not. You just gotta learn how to tune everything out and focus on the game.
Where do you think you're at mentally right now, just going through this process after a good March Madness run for you? Obviously, it came up a little short, but where do you think you're at mentally now?
I'm fine, perfectly fine mentally. Like I said, I'm controlling what I can control, and that's handling things day to day, and that's putting work in and getting ready for my dream to play in the NBA.
How tough is it to go through this process while what happened in Kansas is still playing out? How hard is it to kind of focus on impressing NBA scouts and telling them things?
I don't think it's hard to focus at all. I feel like once you got your mind set on something, and you put your mind to it, like you're gonna do that, and that's me controlling what I can control day to day. Going to the gym, going to the weight room, talking with my agent, talking with my family, and I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job at it.
Do you expect to be cleared of everything?
I don't know. I have trial June 10th. I can't really talk much about it, but I'm looking forward to my day in court.
You talked about keeping the right people in your corner. Who was that for you the last 5 months?
Just my family, friends, teammates, coaches. Pretty much it.
You know, you mentioned that tough loss to UConn to end the season, but you had that historic run during the Big Ten tournament, broke a lot of records. How does it feel for you to kind of finish your college career out with that type of success, even though you fell a little bit short?
It feels good. Won the Big Ten tournament, Sweet 16. I fell short the Elite Eight, like you said, but I mean, it feels good to accomplish things, break records, and have success with my team. We did a lot of things that people didn't think that we can do, and just to prove people wrong, I feel like we did a really good job of just staying in our own lane and controlling what we can control.
Terrence, what do you feel like you bring to the next level?
I feel like I bring intensity. With the intensity, really high character. I compete at the highest level, and I'm never going to take no days off. I'm a hard worker, and I'm willing to do whatever for any team. Whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do it.
You said you're looking forward to your day in court. Is it hard to stay silent sometimes? I mean, this is the first time we've talked to you in a long time. Have you wanted to talk? Is that difficult?
No, it's not. I just talking with my lawyers, doing what they tell me, and that's just what it is.
Terrence, how have you grown this past year, dealing with everything on and off the court? What's, the biggest area of growth for yourself?
Biggest area of growth? But I would say becoming an even better leader. Even better leader.
Do you think that's something, whatever, what you've gone through, moving forward, do you think this is just going to help you have a better, version of yourself and, to be, have thicker skin, you could say, tougher skin, and be able to move forward with other adversaries, depending on how everything moves forward?
I mean, yeah. Everybody gonna face adversity in their life, but it's all about how you respond to it. It's all about how you respond to it, and you can't just sit and pout. You gotta just face it head on, and I feel like that's how it made me a better leader.
You just want to focus on basketball moving forward? Is that, after all this moves, blows past whatever happens, is basketball the main thing that, for you, in your mind, or what is right now going forward mentally in terms of right now?
Mentally, I'm just focused on basketball. Obviously, it's a real serious accusation, and I'm aware of that. And I can't go much into detail about it, but I'm just focused on what I can control, and that's basketball and what I do on the court, in the weight room, with my family. Yeah.
Is it just weird being in front of cameras again? How are you feeling? Are you uncomfortable? Or?
I don't think I've done media since December 22nd. It's been a while, but I enjoy talking to media. I don't have a problem with it. It's just been a while.
I know you don't want to think about what other people might think about you. You're too busy dealing with your own self, but people want to have a good image. You want to be thought of well. Has it been a challenge, sort of feeling that people are looking at you, making certain assumptions about you they've never met you, they don't know you? How have you dealt with that part of this?
I feel like people are gonna have their opinion on you, no matter what. No matter what you're going through, or if you're not going through anything, everybody gonna have their opinion on you. and you just gotta, you just you can't let other people's opinions affect you.
Easier said than done, though, right?
Say it again.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Was there moments in the last 5 months where you leaned on, like your family, your teammates, your coaches in particular, something they did for you in that stretch that stood out?
I mean, my teammates, my coaches, my family, they've been there for me, as they always been. If I ever needed anything, needed to talk, anything, like they were there, and they always be there, and I thank them for that. But they've been a really good support system for me.
The day that you learned that you were going to be suspended from the team and you're just seeing articles written about you and the media talking about you, I mean, what kind of emotions were you kind of going through at that point in time?
Man, it was, I don't know, I just never experienced anything like it. Yeah, it was a new feeling. I mean, just because it was something I never experienced.
When the charges came out, did you feel like you were going to get to play again?
At that moment, I didn't know. It was all new to me. I didn't know.
What's the feeling like when the federal lawsuit goes through and then you do get to play again and you come back on the court?
It felt good playing with my teammates again. Playing a game that I love. It felt good. It felt really good.
Did you feel like you were able to enjoy it? Because I know it was weird during like the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament where you'd come off a win, go in the locker room, but then you'd have to be taken out right away. Like, were you able to enjoy that run to its fullest?
Yes, we won. So I enjoyed it. I mean, as long as I'm getting to play basketball, man, I'm happy. So just being out there with my brothers and having Coach Brad coach me, I was happy, man. As you can see, I was happy. I was feeding into my teammates, the crowd. It was fun.
Terrence, are you confident that a year from now this will be in your past and you'll be playing in the NBA?
Say it again?
Are you confident that a year from now you'll be playing in the NBA?
I mean, I have trial June 10th. That'll be the deciding factor, but I'm looking forward to my day in court.
Did your lawyers prepare you, that your case would go to trial? Were you kind of anticipating that?
Yes.
How did you handle crowds, Terrence? Obviously the chance at you, the free throw line. How did you go through that mentally in the process?
Just tuned it out, honestly. I just tuned it out and just focused on the task we had at hand, and that was the opponent.
Have you tuned out a lot of things? I mean, it seems like you've tried to limit your bubble here, right? Like you've had people in your life that support you and your family and coaches and everything else. Has that been the last 5 months in a whole, like just trying to tune a lot of things out?
Not necessarily tuning things out, but just not wasting my energy. Just focusing on things that matter. Yeah, that's been pretty much it.
Was it even different just kind of walking around, going to class? Was there a different feeling when you were kind of out in public?
Well, my class was actually online for that semester, but it was mostly just me going to practice and going to get food or something like that. It wasn't different though.
I was going to ask you, so you're a Chicago native, it's going to be part of everything. What does it mean for you to be back, in this capacity working out for the conference?
It feels good being back home. I haven't been back home pretty much since I've been in college. But it just feels good being back here. I miss the food. We got good people here. But it just feels good being back home.
How did Chicago kind of shape your basketball identity in a way? You know, you went to Lincoln Park, notorious for like the small gym environment. You came on your senior year, so how did it kind of shape you?
It shaped me pretty well. I feel like it made me tough. I feel like it made me the defender that I am today. And it just helped me compete, be able to compete. I feel like in Chicago is one of the most competitive cities to play in high school, and I feel like that helped me a lot getting to where I am today.
Who was your favorite player to go against in high school?
In high school?
Yeah.
My favorite.
You graduated
That's a
in
tough
19,
one.
right? 2019?
Yes, sir.
So, did you play against Antonio Reeves?
No, I actually didn't. I didn't play against. Nope.
TJ, just going through this process a couple times, I mean, how confident are you and how much more comfortable do you feel, with the media availability and meeting your teams?
I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable. I'm used to talking with media. It's just, I'm comfortable. I'm real comfortable.
I feel like this season, teams probably wanted to see a little bit more assertiveness from you, scoring as a 3-level scorer, and you showed that at the postseason and the end of in the tournament. What was your mentality going into it, knowing you were getting that feedback from scouts and they wanted to see that?
Just being aggressive, honestly. Not if I miss a couple shots. I'm not gonna shoot no more. Just having an aggressive mentality through the whole 40 minutes, and just don't. That's what my team needed me to do. They encouraged me to go score, and that's just what I did.
In a draft that's kind of wide open, what separates you from the other guards in this draft?
I don't feel like nobody in this draft can. I feel like I'm the best two-way player in this draft. I come defensively. I feel like I can limit and shut down guys, the top scorers on the opposite team, and I can also score as well on the other end. And I feel like I showed that pretty well this year.
Terrence, where you been training at? How'd you hurt your hamstring?
Just working out. I've been training in LA.
You mentioned you hadn't talked to any NBA teams yet. Like, what's your schedule for the rest of this month? You're leading into June. Kind of, do you have things set up?
We have. I think interviews start tomorrow. So I'll talk with some tomorrow.
I think you have workouts then, maybe after the combine.
For sure, 100%.
Looking kind of at the Illinois revamped roster now, only a couple guys left from last season.
Yeah.
Ty Rogers, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. What can you say about those two guys, especially Dre, just being so young, having his first season under his belt?
And Dre, he always hungry. He always looking to get better. He loves to win. He loves to compete. But I feel like he's gonna take the next step and be really good for Illinois next year. I've been hearing good things about him and Ty. Ty as well. Ty is a really hard worker. All he wants to do is win. But I heard he made a lot of improvements so far already. But they're going to be really good for us next year. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Coleman's here too. Just what can he show to the NBA teams this week?
I feel like Coleman can show his versatility. I feel like he can guard guards. He can guard, smaller forwards. He can guard 1 through 4, 1 through 5. In today's NBA, he's 1 through 5. He can shoot it well. He can handle it. He can pass really well. I feel like passing is his strongest suit. But man, Coleman's a really good player, and I'm excited to watch him play today.
Maybe not being able to do the drills yesterday with your hamstring, was that a disappointment that you maybe couldn't get out there and show teams what you can do, or do you feel like you did that for 5 years already?
I feel like I can always show better. I feel like I get better every time that I work out and watch film or learn something new. So it's always something that I can show. I'm not just maxed out on the things that I can do, but it's always another level that I can reach. So I always want to show that.
What do you feel like your legacy is, Terrence, at Illinois?
That's a good question.
Have you thought about it much?
Actually,
the season's over.
I haven't thought about it. Close friends of mine thought about it, but I just look at it as me doing. I feel like it was what was supposed to happen. I feel like we were supposed to win, but I mean, I did. I feel like I did what I could. I feel like I maximized my efforts at Illinois, and I did everything I can do to put our team in the right position. Us collectively, not just me. I feel like we did everything we can do to win and go as far as we can. But man, my legacy, I don't know. What do you think my legacy is at Illinois?
You led them back to the Sweet 16, right? The second weekend. That hadn't been done in a long time. Do you take pride as being the leader of that, right? Like that you were the main guy that helped Illinois get back there for the first time in a long time, right? 19 years.
Yes, sir. I feel like everyone on our roster contributed to it. I was the leader of the team, and a lot of us made sacrifices. Guys transferring in, guys coming in, having bigger roles the previous year. It was a lot of sacrifice, and I feel like once everyone realized that we can be a really good team and stayed true to the sacrifice that they needed to make for us to be really good. I feel like it was good for us. But my legacy, I don't know. I never thought about it, man. I'm just happy we won. And however people take it, I don't know. I don't know.
How hard was that reintegration process when you were gone for 6 games? Some people might say 6 games, but that's a lot of time in basketball.
Yeah, I was going like a month.
Yeah. How hard was it to kind of get back into the group?
My first, I was working out. I was working out while I was out, but it's nothing like game shape. Nothing like game shape. As much as you run or get on the treadmill, nothing like game shape or being on the court shape. So that was the toughest thing for me, just getting in game shape and just finding my rhythm.
What is taking your game to still another level or levels? What does that look like? What more is there? I feel like you can do.
Being more consistent shooting. My handle isn't all the way there. I can handle it pretty well, but my handle still can get better. Certain things like not falling asleep, getting backdoored. Yeah, I mean, if you watch film, I feel like if you watch film and it's just little things you see, critiquing yourself, that you always feel you can be better at.
As Coach Underwood, should Marcus have been here this week?
I think so. 100%.
Terrence,
Last one, guys.
coming in as a freshman and seeing kind of the love all the student body had for you this year, like myself personally, did you feel that love from the student body and the Champaign community, especially when other opponents' fan bases were kind of against you on the road?
Yeah, it was always love from the Illini fans, and I thank them for supporting me, supporting my team and my coaches, and I'll always be grateful for that.